You guys do the thing. I know.
What's good, people? Welcome to Fucking Fit Club podcast. We're here with
Beefy PT.
You got your boy Chronic Fitness here.
For female 13.
And you got myself, Mr. Fitness Lifestyle.
This guy. And today we're talking about.
Don't forget the number 12 as well. Gotta get number 12.
This guy, bro. Boys all coming to give us an FM now, like 1 to 3.
67 on the dot.
Transgenders, if I pronounce the name properly, transgenders athlete. Do you think they're destroying the female sports at the moment?
Right, just out the gate, innit? Just out the gate.
Maradona doesn't like to finesse much.
No.
Yes, 100%. I think with that, it's a no-brainer, especially being part of a combat-based sport. In terms of the advantages that transgendered women who will be men who have transitioned into being women, there's an element of strength, there's an element of movement, and all of these other components that, you know, women wouldn't have. So there's been instances, especially even in like mixed martial arts, where there's been transgender women who've hospitalized many women, you know what I mean? So it doesn't even give them a fighting chance. And then you wonder why they're dominating in the sport, because they have that advantage from the jump.
But then because I've watched quite a lot in preparation for this, and a lot of the transgender athletes have said that when they're into their hormone phase, it then decreases muscle mass and bone density. But my question is, over what period of time is it going to reduce your chest muscles? Because as they're attached on a man is completely different to a woman. Like our power is in our thighs and our legs, and then you guys are more up in your chest because of structurally how your muscles attached to your bones. So for me, I completely appreciate and understand that argument, but I need more behind it. I need to understand, how long are you going to be taking these hormones for before the things you claim the hormones do actually kick into a point where, like you're saying, the UFC lady that I was researching for before this podcast, the girl who got beaten up by her even talked about how her grip was something she's never experienced in her UFC career, in her MMA career. So for me, I appreciate the transgender argument that the hormones that change you from a man into a woman decrease muscle mass and bone density, but by how much and how quickly? And then are you going to wait? Because it's a very, very serious topic. You know, as a female athlete, you've worked so hard to get to that top level where our sports aren't even taken seriously. Yeah. Like they're just coming now to the forefront. So I'm going to switch it up right here, because you know me already. I would like to be the stubborn one, yeah. You know, what we need to understand, yeah. The phone's broken.
You know, I'm going to switch it up again, yeah. You know, because I love to play, like, you know, the other side, if you know what I mean. I like to not to agree.
Bro, we're talking about transgenders. You might want to be careful about how you word things.
How you say things.
I like to switch it up. Anyway, like I was saying.
Oh my God.
Like I was saying before, like obviously I understand you guys are trying to say it's destroying the females sport, but you need to understand, yeah, like people are going through that phase in life, and whereas that we are going through that generation, whereas a lot of people question their sexuality. Do you understand? So what we need to do is be careful on how we approach them, because now there's only two sex, right? There's only two sex, and you know they're switching over.
Apparently now there's not two. There's a whole heap of things.
No. There's only two sex. Okay, cool. There's only two sex. No matter what you do, you can have multiple genders. There's only two sex, a male or female. You could have more male hormones. One second. You can have more male hormones or more female hormones. All depends. Do you understand? But what I'm trying to say is, as much as they want to compete, they want to compete at a level where it's fair. Do you understand? So no one could feel discriminated by them. Do you understand? What's up with your eye?
But how is it fair if there was...
Well, yeah, you need to finish your point, because I'm so tired.
Anyway, they want to compete, so that obviously they're going through that changes internally. Do you understand? You know, and even though they go through that change internally, to them, it's okay. It's okay for them because and by the government, the governing body for sport, for that particular sport, it is okay because they passed the law for them to enter and to compete.
Cool, but then in that respect though, it's like, because we're talking about a transgender woman, a man who's transitioned to being a woman, now competing in women's sport, right? Yes. It's still lopsided. I'll tell you something that happens in Thailand, because Thailand's pretty much known for it, right? There are some transgender women who still compete with the men, which makes it a level playing field for them in that respect. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Even though there may still be some imbalances based off of hormonal structures and all of that type of stuff, it makes it more balanced because they're still competing with the men. I can't remember who it was, but it was a swimmer. I have to get the names up or something, or if somebody's got the phone, they can grab it. You know I'm going to it. Yeah. And I think it was a man who transitioned to a woman again, so transgender woman, who was losing like all of their events. Like they would never come first, they'll never be in the top 3, top 5, whatever the case was. But the moment that they transitioned to being a woman, they ended up like just outclassing everybody in their sport. Now, that's unfair immediately. Like there's an immediate imbalance. Like how are you going to transition and then you're now just trailblazing? Like no one has a chance.
But that's interesting because a lot of the studies find that the women that have transitioned into men do not dominate those fields, whereas the men who have transitioned into women are dominating every sport field that they go into. So for me, I think it is a really, really important topic because I've known someone who, when they were a man, quote unquote, they never bathed, they never talked to anyone. And as soon as they transition into a woman, full makeup, hair done every morning, beautiful outfits, able to talk and communicate with people. So the transitioning part, I completely am behind. If you're not comfortable in your own body, I don't understand it, but I don't want to feel like that. So do your thing. Yeah. But when it comes to athletics and sports, imagine going your whole life to get to that professional level and a biological man has literally whooped your ass. Literally or figuratively. Do you know what I'm saying? Because your muscle structure, it's completely different to mine.
So would it be fair to say
well, your muscle structure is different to everyone, brother.
But like he moved, like he took a mushroom from C to
but like I said, guys, like we need to kind of sympathize for those people that actually going for that changes. Do you understand?
No, 100%.
It's not sympathizing for them though.
Because really and truly, like I said, like we are going into another generation where it's normal now. But back in the days, a lot of people wouldn't like 20 fingers. Like back in the days, a lot of people wasn't confident enough to come out and to talk about and to actually compete in certain sports like that. Do you understand? Amazing. So this guy.
I see it. No, I hate.
Now because now they have obviously have gained the right to certain things. Yeah, because now they have they could talk out loud. They could they formed their own group. You know, they political side as well. You know, so now they could speak on a lot of things. And now they could feel confident within themselves rather than hide all the time. Do you understand? So now because now they actually coming out, but they're speaking more, whereas they want the same equality as the females.
Okay, but if you're talking about equality, 100%. Fine. If you're talking about human rights, fine. When you're talking about fairness in competition, different. That's where because it's competition. It's
not fair. But what if
no, just say it as it is.
Because it's the same as somebody taking like performance enhancing drugs, right? You know that you've got to be clean. Oh, we going somewhere else.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Like even and that's just performance enhancing drugs. How much more when your genetic makeup immediately puts you 10 steps above everybody else in your weight class? I see your hand ready to fire.
I just feel like if this was completely reversed and the women that transitioned into men were walking into your sphere as men and dominating and battering you all, this would be a much bigger conversation. But I feel like because it directly affects particularly women's sports in general, and it kind of seems like the women who've transitioned into men, they get to play along, but they're not dominating those fields. So how would you as men feel? Hold on, how would you as men feel?
Transition differently. I still feel it's still unfair playing field. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, because the man's gonna be thinking, right, like this dude or this guy was a woman at birth, and I just got my ass battered. Like, he's gonna feel some type of way as well. I do feel
It's
like
very
if that's the case,
delicate,
like the whole world in society today has changed. You were saying it, like, and I feel like there's too much given to people to allow things to change. Like, honestly, like the world was meant to be simple. It's now become too complex. 100%. It's not a complex car. It's meant to be simple.
No, but there's so many different types of genders.
We are evolving. So we're adjusting to certain issues, certain matters, certain climate change. We're adjusting. Do you understand?
So as well as there's robots being built and
we need to adjust it. We need to live with it. We need to kind of adjust our way of living.
Yes, but we're asking if we find it unfair.
It's just like the Stone Age. It's just like the Stone Age.
True.
We're not living in the cave anymore.
I hear that.
Do you understand? So as we're evolving as human beings, we need to learn to adjust. And as well as, a lot of people are feeling confident within themselves or actually, wonder certain things about themselves, they could come out. They could come out and speak about it. And you know what?
Yeah, but you're asking us, how do we feel about it in the sports realm? Understanding that there's many different genders, gender fluidity, everything everyone's going through and finding their space in life to operate is perfect. It's amazing. As long as I don't affect anyone else in a negative capacity, get on with your motherfucking life.
It's cool.
But when it comes to something like, imagine your whole life as a female training to get to that top echelon of your athletic ability, and to have a biologically born male dominate, and it's not like it's a foot or 10 centimeters. They are dominating by feet, dominating by putting people in hospital. That's where it becomes. The point for us is not the human rights.
That's people's.
It's amazing to see someone in their own skin be really comfortable.
If that's the case, why then the governing body of that sport, for example, MMA, or for example, could be boxing, whatever that government body
because
is
it's
for,
a big deal.
why they passing that?
That's
right
the people that we need to be talking to.
But that's
why are they passing
get them up in here and talk to them?
Why are they passing the right for
because
for
it's
the
a
female,
in the words of our prophetess Whitney Houston, it's not right.
But it's okay.
But it's okay. And the way I understand that, is just because something's been allowed, it doesn't necessarily make it right.
Segregation was a law. Apartheid was a law. Doesn't make it correct. Yeah. And I'm not saying that this law is incorrect. All I'm saying is it's a very, very sensitive subject. But what we have to take into account is the biological makeup of your body. If I punch someone in the face and a man my size does the same thing, they're going to be hurt a lot more by the man. If I kick someone and I know how to properly, my muscle mass is down here. It's much easier for me to hurt someone by kicking them.
Perfect.
So with all due respect, the human rights side, I've watched someone be so sad they wouldn't bathe. To becoming this stunning creature who loved to talk to everyone, who really came out of their not stunning looking necessarily, but to watch her become herself was a beautiful thing that I will never take away from someone else. But when it comes to athletics, you have to understand women haven't been taken seriously for we're still not being taken seriously. And now trying to fight to be athletes, trying to fight to get into male dominated spheres. We're now trying not to be, you can't come play with us. But there needs to be.
What is it?
I don't think we can come up with that. 4 of us in a room.
Yeah. Well, we can't pass any laws because we don't actually own these companies and we don't do all of this type of stuff. But I think it will become fair if they have categories for such people. So if you have transgendered men all in one category, transgender women in their category, you've got men in their category, women in their category. The only problem that then arises with that is in these sports, there isn't like a large amount of people who are transgender men or who are transgender women. So they can't particularly have their own category. So similar to what Ricky Lee said, it gets to a point where they're participating because they get to be a part. It's almost like, yeah, you get to go home with a goodie bag.
But that's what you think. There's a small minority. That's what you think. It's a big, vast... It's not a minority. I tell you that from...
But in the sport in particular...
Even in the sports, it's not a minority. It's just because it's hidden.
No, but there's only 2 or 3 cyclists. There's not enough
only
people.
because it's hidden, because it's deemed not right. Yeah? That's why. Like, there is probably so many people look how big the world is, yeah? There's people across the world who have done that whole transgender thing, and they're just doing what they're doing. They're probably just doing their little training combat or whatever the sport they may be doing. But the only reason why they've never come out is because they feel like, oh yeah, like they're going to be scrutinized for it. It's wrong. But like, if they want to do that, I feel like what you were saying, there should be that field for them, because it's completely unfair for a male turning into a female, coming into the female sport and then battering females. Like, that's mad.
But even with that, I don't even think that it could be hidden that much. Like with all of these sports, especially at a professional level, you've got to take medicals and all that type of stuff for it.
Look at
so they would have to declare.
Look at the sport you're talking about. Look at the sport. It's a proper physical. It's not like a little.
But
it's
even
not like,
cycling.
It's not running. You know, it's not like that. It's just a physical sport. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, so but that's what I mean by the declaration and stuff, because if you come to do track and field and everything, like they do have categories for men's 100,
across all
200,
the sports. Yeah, I just think there's not like enough transgender athletes in running to compete against one another, so it becomes tough. Then you know what I mean, and you don't want to tell someone you're not allowed to sit with us,
because then that becomes
that's a
totally
big deal.
Different issue.
Exactly,
in itself. Where
it's just the fairness.
It probably is, but they just ain't come out.
But that's it. How are we encouraging an environment for them?
They don't feel comfortable. Maybe they don't.
But how do we make them feel comfortable? Because right now, I feel like I feel like right now it's like an attack on like, yes, it's wrong. They need the whole field. But like I said, they're still adapting to certain things.
But so are we.
That's not being attacked.
They're still adapting.
I'll tell you the reason why
they're still adapting to even the feel of the sport itself, as well as they're trying to go through that stage within themselves. Do you understand? So as much as we're like, yeah, no, it's wrong. You know what? It's not fair. Yeah, okay.
We just said it's not fair. We don't say it's wrong. It's not fair.
Yeah,
it's not wrong. It's not fair.
Okay.
I'm trying to troll, man. I'm trying to troll, man.
I'll
try to put words in, man.
I'll give you a hypothetical situation which would kind of lay this all on the thing, because I was talking about genders and everything. I was also talking about being morally honest as far as these things go, right? If you, let's say for sake of argument, you was in a relationship with a woman.
Oh my God.
And everything is going fine.
Oh my
and they've
gosh.
not declared to you that they are a transgender woman. Meaning that they were a man first and then became a woman. Would you feel disrespected and cheated in that particular moment that they didn't tell you at the beginning that you could then make your decision and then move on from there?
Well,
would you feel cheated?
To me, it all comes down to how I still feel about the person at that time. If they actually come out.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm looking at this room. I'm just gonna walk. I say I'm walking. I am not doing this. I'm gonna walk. So
what? So you're saying, yeah?
Exhibit A.
So what? You're basically, okay, men, we normally judge by what we see. Do you understand? We make our decision by what we see.
Everyone does.
Do you understand?
No, men are more visual.
Men is more
women.
visual.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
everyone does.
Scientific facts. Men are more visual.
I'm not hearing that. Men, female, regardless, because when a man walks into a gym or when a man walks into a restaurant,
are you taking the piss?
Oh no! What? That be carnival and see bare visual women.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, but you lot are. It's actually structured in your brain that you're more visual, not just with sex. You're more visual in a lot of ways.
Okay,
way more than us.
You lot are
You wear grey sweatpants on your fucking IG the other day. Don't try it, blood. Do you see? I saw your grey tracksuit.
Yeah, you watch my grey. Why you watching my grey pants? Why you watching my grey pants for?
Because you want to act like grey pants on the thing. We're slipping.
I was just wearing my grey tracksuit.
But
Of course you were.
Regardless, there's nothing.
Going back to what Terry was saying, yeah, about, you know, if someone actually come out and, you know, saying, you know what, they've been, you know, kind of went to the other side, you know. Like I said, it depends on how I feel. It's a feeling. It's a form of energy.
True, but you would still feel. You would still feel.
No, if I
that
feel
you've been cheated.
okay, maybe the person was honest because they will fear on how I would react. Because they know for a fact, because not everyone is comfortable within them skin and themselves.
What?
Even up until today, a lot of people. The reason
So is that a you problem or their problem?
I won't say more of a you problem.
What? It's a their problem. They should have come to you first off. How can somebody come to you and you start chatting to somebody and that person doesn't tell you what they are? That's their problem. That's not a me problem.
Hold on.
Now don't get me started. Nah, don't get me started. Nah, because I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna walk out. Because that's a their problem. Nah, I don't care.
No, but also hold on. If you genuinely are identifying as a man or a woman, it must suck to have to be like, oh, by the way, I used to be a dude. Like, it must be really hard. And like Maradona's saying, look at how everyone reacts. Some people have a visceral reaction
That's what they choose to
hearing about transgender people. So why would they be forthcoming and be all like, yeah, let's fucking do this. Use the penis.
That's what they chose to do. Cool. So then they should be like, you know what?
But also they didn't choose their body.
That doesn't mean that they can come and force it on, will come and present themselves and be like, oh yeah, well, you know what? Like, and they're not going to tell me, but next thing you know,
but
like, we're doing our thing.
Developing a relationship, not just banging.
What you Listen, regardless
if you're in a relationship with someone,
but a relationship is also based on the truth.
Yes, that is fair. Well, I'm saying it might be uncomfortable for them when shit is not the most. Everyone accepts it.
Well, do you know what? They need to understand. Like, this is they have to.
It's
they
deep,
have to talk
of
the
course,
truth, innit?
100%.
They have to talk the truth.
But I'm just saying it might be really hard. Some people can't tell the truth now when they want the genitals they deserve.
Yeah, it still comes back down to feel how does the person actually feel comfortable for themselves. Do you understand? And like you said before, to me, that's my personal preference. Do you understand? If I want to be with the person, if I want to leave the person, or if I want to consider if that person actually going to be faithful or be honest within that relationship. Like I said before, we are going to another generation where we need to learn how to adapt to a lot of circumstances, and a lot of people or a lot of things are changing in the future.
Yeah, I hear that, but then that's where morality, and that's why I used the word morality earlier, because it may be uncomfortable to do that, but then it's only fair and right that you also disclose certain things. You see what I'm saying? If I had done something that I knew was going to be detrimental to you in the future, and then the inevitable happens, and I could have prevented that just by being honest with you and being straight, it could have changed the whole dynamics of stuff.
But the government passed the law for them to actually compete in that type of sport because they didn't feel it threatened to that
until somebody faced
particular sex.
Until somebody faced this, and that's the reason why I said it's not right, but it's okay in a sense that I understand the humanitarian side of it, but it doesn't necessarily make it okay because as a repercussion of that decision, and they don't always get it right. You know what I'm saying?
They're not in the ring.
As a repercussion to that, now you've got a lot of people's daughters with having to have like reconstructive facial surgery and all of this other stuff as a result of an unfair situation that they were put in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then again, like I said, it go back down to the governing body.
But they ain't got no sense then if they're doing that.
Because there's always been a male and a female section. And because a lot of people learn how to adapt, they haven't actually created that particular field. It's just like when the Paralympics, when obviously, they find it unfair for certain people that have like some sort of equipment to use to perform in that sport. Do you understand? As well as people nowadays for the transgenders, they're injecting themselves with hormones. With type of thing for them body inside to change. Okay, so
if I was doing a 100-meter sprint and there was somebody with a metal leg, would you let them run in the same race as me?
Well, Previously, or we're talking about?
No, we're talking about now because they've
now.
transitioned from having no leg to now having a metal leg, which assists them in their movement.
Yes.
There's no fatigue. There's
Yes.
no muscle soreness or anything
Yes.
else like that.
I would personally give
No.
them.
They'll race against me.
Yes.
Bro, they don't even allow that in Thailand. You know that certain people in Thailand have started putting like metal plates inside their shins when they kick.
But like I was saying before, like any form of adjustment when it comes to equipment, do you understand? They classify that as not fair. Do you understand? And yes, like I said, the government body is still trying to find a way how to adjust to these type of situations.
Okay, how much more? Okay, so and come back to that now. How much more so when you're injecting a substance into your body that your body? No. You know what I'm saying?
Elvis on crack right now. He's shaking a lot.
No, but in response to what you just said, how much more so when you're injecting a chemical that you don't naturally produce enough of to now give you that extra advantage because you're trying to transition to being something else? Because it doesn't belong. It's not you. It's equivalent.
But that's your human right.
Yeah, it's your human right.
That's not when it comes.
It's not when it comes to competition.
Athletics. It's like lying, like we were saying about body supplements, surgery. Deception is the thing that upsets people to their core. Even though people lie all the time, we love to get outraged at things that are lies. We will lie all day long. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to sport, you're fighting your whole life or you're running your whole life when you get to that professional level, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Everyone I know has started from a little kid and you follow their journey on the TV and it's all wonderful. But this doesn't seem honest in a part where your biological makeup, how long is the hormone going to take to reduce your bone density and your muscle mass to the point where you then can fairly train with the same sex? That's my only argument. It's not fair. It's not dishonest, but it's not fair.
But if he was in the ring,
if he was
in the ring, you just spoke about the metal leg thing, yeah? If you was in the ring with somebody who had a metal fist and they banged you in your face, you're gone. I'm not hearing it no more. You're getting a reconstruction on your face. It's not fair. I'm sorry, it's not fair.
Have they declared that they have a metal fist?
But they have to whenever they do.
You just said you just asked the same question.
But it's down to is my decision.
It's
my decision to actually do I want to compete with that person or not. It is still come down to me. Do you understand? Do I want to compete? Do I want to go in the ring? Do I want to run with that person? If I said no, then by all means I walk away. But if I said yes, that means I'm ready for whatever consequences.
But this is where the deception comes in because then, sorry, I'm just saying this point.
You go.
This is where the deception comes in because it comes to in some instances, there's certain people who aren't even declaring it. You see what I'm saying? So that's where the deception comes in. You don't declare it, and now it's like you'll see it in the papers, you'll see it on the internet. There's speculation: is this person a man? Is this person a woman? Did they transgender, or is it their natural state?
Like the Rocky Balboa fight.
You know what I mean? But then you still have to kind of get to the end part of it. The other person's won, got the title, mash your face up. You probably have like a minor hemorrhage or brain damage or whatever the case is, and then you find out that okay, cool, this person was actually a dude before. It's mad, but it's unfair.
But like I said, we're still.
Ricky's had a hand up though.
Yeah, 1 second, Ricky. But like I said, we're still adapting. Do you understand? We're still learning to adapt.
Hands up.
Oh, sorry. We're still adapting and we're still learning. Do you understand? And we don't want to dismiss and make people feel feel some type of way when it comes to the sport. Yes, Riggs.
So I completely appreciate where we're coming from with the human side of it. But for me, I had my hand up so long I forgot my train of thought now.
What about hermaphrodites? What do you do with like people that are born with?
I said like Casa Semenyo. Yeah,
hermaphrodites. That's it.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah, they're making a big massive deal about her.
Oh yes, I've got my point back after you. No.
Yeah, they're making a big massive deal about her in the whole track and field thing. What do you say on that? Because like obviously you feel it's fair, innit? Like obviously like if somebody's meant to be born a man but female, like it's okay, right? It's okay, she's all right. It's all right to run them, right?
Well, that's another conversation for another day.
You see how he tried to shut that one down? See what I'm saying?
That's another conversation for another day.
But I think you made a point earlier where it's like you can, like Ronda Rousey actually refused to fight the UFC fighter. But now everyone who does MMA understands you might not get another opportunity to fight for the rest of the year. Yeah, I know the beat, blah, blah, blah. I had my hand up. I'm finishing my point. I'm landing my point now.
He's not going to be able to record it because he's going to say you're going to have to repeat yourself because of the beat. That's what I'm saying.
Just go. We don't care. We do whatever we like here. It's rock and roll. Because the point is...
Just say it.
But what I'm saying is, yes, but then those athletes that then refuse, are they then transphobic? Are they then getting loads of shit off of the trans community and the gay community saying that, fuck you? And it's like, no, it's not at all. I completely have love and care for everyone. You should be safe. You should be successful. That's down to you. But when you're telling people that they can refuse, can they? And then what does that UFC fighter just sit there in the UFC being paid to do nothing?
But that's what I'm asking. But like I said, if that person decide,
but what if everyone decides not to fight them? Do you know what I mean? Then what about the backlash for those people that have said it? Because anyone who says anything, and we were even a bit nervous to discuss this topic. But we felt a way to talk about this topic because we don't want people to think that we sit here and we hate transgender people. But we have to be really fair and understand the pressure in the world today. You say something anti-Semitic, your entire career is over.
Yeah, because people are emotional nowadays.
Anything to criticize a certain group of people and your life is over.
People are emotional nowadays.
So what?
Nah, dude.
We're too weak.
So what?
Too weak. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us.
We're so emotional. Did you hear this guy? Oh my God.
Thanks for joining us. Let us know in the comments if you have any new perspectives or whatever you think, because it's a big topic. We're not going to solve it, the four of us sitting on a couch today, but we got our opinions across. Thanks for joining us, y'all.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell for the notifications and all of that. Peace and hair grease. See you later.